Hop in, babe, we're going. Woohoo! Well, you know, friends from the Netherlands used to have a house left into the mouse, got an old RV called Penelope. She's a 1983. Well, you know, friends from the Netherlands, bad Penelope. Pen loves taking pictures and patterns of design. Penelope loves driving till the end of time. Well, RV-licious, if you like a vibe, please subscribe, please subscribe.
MTV, will you pimp my ride?
This is the true minimalist. I mean, you just pedal yourself. I mean, I can see us do this.
Yes.
I can see us doing this lifestyle. Petra?
Of course.
Huh? Just need to clean it up a bit. I definitely can see us do this.
Yes, nice tires. Awesome.
You wanna go take it for a spin?
Looks good. You have to clean the seat first.
I can imagine us driving this bad boy. It would be a great idea if they did come in a bit bigger size.
A few moments later.
Oh man, I'm out for the count.
What did you do? What did you do? What did you do?
I hurt my knee.
How did you do that?
I fell in the water. You can't go anywhere now. You can't drive.
No.
Just like in the beginning of the RV life, I hurt my right knee, and this time I hurt my left knee. So I took the.
And leave him alone for 1 second.
Yes, it's all Petra's fault. So Petra just covered me with some blankies because I was a bit cold from falling into the cold water. Thank you, Petra. And if I need something, I just have to ring this bell, and Petra will come running at my pleasure.
Yeah,
Right?
right. You rang? Hey, how are you doing?
I was a bit undercooled after falling in the water.
Mm.
But luckily we had this emergency heat blanket. Petra took good care of me.
Yes.
So, thank you.
You're welcome.
And now just wait it out and heal up before we can get out of here and upload this video again, I suppose.
Yes.
It'll take a while.
Okay.
There I am in the van. My leg is up. That's my setup. Feeling a little bit better. Gonna try walk a bit today. And maybe drive out of here. What do you think, Petra?
I think maybe you should give it a bit more rest.
Okay. Think I will.
Yes. Wat geen stoepel zijn diep afgegrond. Te klein into het huis.
Interesting.
Yeah, pretty creepy. Dangling over that bridge.
Hey, buddies. Good morning. Petra is just explaining her dream from the night.
Yes. Hello.
Last night, one of our Dutch subscribers got wind of the fact that I slipped and fell, hurt my knee, and he sent an email to us last night, like, if you need any help,
with moving Penelope out of the way or anything, just let me know and I'll arrange something for you guys.
Yeah.
Generosity of strangers, really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And at
Definitely.
the same time, we had the families reach out to us. We spent the same day 2 hours on the phone. I tried to get them to come here and help us out.
They just laughed in your face.
Yeah, they laughed in my face. What? Come to where up north to bring you groceries? Are you insane? What you have to do is come to the south. Is where they live. Yeah, they want us to stand on their driveway and then sleep in their house, and then they want to convince us personally how bad this lifestyle is for us, and they offered to drive us straight to the welfare agency. But it shows you, I talked 2 hours on the phone with them, and the reason that they contacted me was somebody died in my family, and it was very sad, but I thought maybe this set their priorities straight and they wanted to reach out to us and say, well, here we are, life is short, we want a connection with you guys, we want a relationship with you guys, so we're willing to help. But what he got was 2 hours of fuckery, why they couldn't help me. And that's a funny story, and let's rant about this for a while Petra's making coffee. I'll have to tell you a bit about what happened in our family. In the past, it was always, in our family, it was normal to help each other. But my parents usually, they didn't have too much of an income, so they helped small amounts. And my brother, he started working earlier than me, because as a chef, he was like already working as a 16 to 18. So he had money earlier, so sometimes also my brother chipped in, which was really cool. And I still remember that, and I'm thankful for that. And at one point, I finished my university, got my good jobs, and I got good income. And then at some point, when I had good income, my father started poking me for money. So he said, well, now you have that good income, I want to poke you for about 500 euros. Do you have 500 euros? I said, sure. So I transferred him the 500 euros. Next month, and then he was like, oh, that's easy. Let's poke him again for 500 euros, see what I can get. So he poked me again, and I transferred him another 500 euros. And this went on for about a year, until I lost my job. Then I couldn't do it anymore. So for a year, I donated about 6,000 euros. I never once asked, why do you need it? Where do you need it for? Are you in some kind of gamble debt? Do you need it for a bill? Do you need it for a car repair? I never asked. I just assumed, and maybe that was naive, I just assumed if he wouldn't need it anymore, he would stop poking me about money. But family, I want you guys to be okay. Like you helped me out with little things. Let me help you out now with some bigger things. So that was, I thought that was pretty decent of me and awesome of me to do that. At the same time, my brother wanted to start his own restaurant, and then I offered him to make him a website for free. And I made the complete website, and at the last moment, the deal with the restaurant he wanted to buy didn't go through. So he pulled the plug out of the restaurant and also out of the site. But I did make everything in working order. And years later, he started again. He started again a business as a chef. And again I offered him, let me make you the website for free. Heck, I said, I know a bit about graphic design, I'll throw in some graphic design there for free. I made him a logo, his business cards, I made him a flyer, I made him a menu card, I made him discount coupons, I made him flyers to hand out at the local school, I made him flyers to hand out about his meal service. I made order forms for him where people could order meals every week. So every week he contacted me. He said, this is the soup, this is the meal, and this is the dessert. I put that in. I made a little design over that and I sent it to him so he could print it out and distribute it. And then he had discounts like the menu of the month or something like that. And then he put stuff on Facebook. So I made graphic design for that as well. So if I had to calculate all that, it's probably about 5,000 euros of worth that I made for him for free. But at some point in making it for free, I was starting the RV life, and we spent a lot of money on our rental house, and we didn't have much left to buy Penelope with and to live off. So at some point it started to cost me money to make stuff for him for free. And coffee's ready.
Yeah. Coffee ready.
And so I said to him, look, my laptop screen broke. I have to be on a campsite with power to plug into the laptop. Then we didn't have unlimited data yet, so I said I have to buy a 4G data package to be able to edit your website and to do the graphic design. So if you could help me out with 20 euros, that would go a long way to make that stuff for you. And remember, a year long I did all that stuff for free. And on a lot of occasions I paid for the data, I paid for the campsites, but I never asked him to refund me that stuff. Because I was like, well, it's a bit silly to do that. But it's family, and he doesn't have much income yet with his business, so who am I to ask 20 euros from him? Petra said I was crazy doing that, but I said, well, that's what you do for family. So, and then I had to ask him eventually, could you help me out with that so I can do that stuff for you? And he said, of course. No, he didn't. He said, no, I'm not going to do that.
Japanese tourists.
Then he started to make money with his business. And he kept asking me to make stuff. He started to make decent money with his business. He made so much money with his business, making buffets for over hundreds of people, 200 of people. Breakfast service, meal service. I helped him with everything. And he made so much money that he was able to redecorate his garage into a kitchen. A bigger kitchen, so he could cook for more people and make buffets for more people. And then I said, could you help me out? We're a bit tight on the budget. Could you help me and Petra out at least with going on the campsite for you? And I don't have to pay for that stuff again myself, and so I don't have to pay for the data bundle, so I have strong 4G to make it quick for you. And he was like, I don't have anything. And then he went on and he bought a freezer, he bought a fridge, he bought a new stove, he bought pants, pots, new clothing, shoes, plates, what's it called, knives, forks, spoons, dishes. And all the time he said, I have nothing to give you. And at that point I was like, it was almost a year later, and I was like, dude, really? You really don't have anything to give me? Not even 20 bucks? So I can make the stuff for you? And he was like, well, stuff you make is not really that important. I just put stuff on Facebook and the clients come. So I don't really need it. I just thought it was nice for you to be busy, and I don't really need you. I just put my stuff on Facebook with spelling errors and everything, and what you do, your website, your graphic design, that's really not that important. And Petra's getting some bread out of the bag. So I was like, okay, if you don't think it's important, I'm gonna take it away. I give it to you. I'll take it away. Let's see how important it is. Within 24 hours he was on the phone, furious, like, how could you have removed that? And I said, look, dude, I do that for you for free for a year. In a year you never said, Patrick, if I make a little, you make a little. I know you're tight, I'm doing better now, so I could help you out a little bit. But he didn't. He didn't. And it's really heartbreaking that he didn't, because I said, hey man, I have so many plans for your website still that I want to do. And he was like, nah, you don't have to do that. And so it turned into this whole family feud again, of course, about how I could be so rude not to take down his site, of which he said, I don't really need it. It's not special what you're doing. He didn't appreciate it. He didn't appreciate the value, the quality, the time I put in it. So, yeah. I said, well, why are you upset with me after a year of doing it for free, and not upset with him for never showing me any love in return and not doing anything for me? I thought he knew I had a bad laptop. He knew I didn't have money. I was paying out my own pocket to go to get data or to go to a campsite. I say, where's the reciprocity here? And then they say, like, no, Patrick, you owe us from way back in the grey past for stuff and things. I said, what? Yeah, the things you're making, that's repaying your old debts to us. And I said, what are you talking about? I had to loan money to pay for my college, for my university. I had to loan money to pay for my driving license and everything in life, myself. And now suddenly you say you paid all that stuff for me? What are you talking about? Which stuff and things are you talking about? Name me something. Oh, Patrick, if we had to add the money that we spent on you and gave to you and that your brother gave to you, it's so much. We don't know where to begin. So I said, well, I know. Start with the most expensive thing you can remember. We can't remember anything. Really, that's how it goes. We can't remember anything, but we do know you owe us for stuff and things. And then here it gets interesting, because then the memories, they get confusing. So they're saying, we bought you one car. No, my dad says. My mom says, we bought you 2 cars. And my dad says, no, we bought him 3 cars. And my brother says, no, we bought him 4 cars. And I say, well, I can only remember 1 car. And it was this brand, and it was this expensive. So tell me which car you can remember. We can't remember any of the 4 cars that we bought you, but we do know that we bought them. And now that gets interesting, because one time in my life, this is a funny example, but at the time it wasn't. I had a bill collector showing up at my place. And he was looking for me. He said, are you Patrick? I said, yes. He said, here's an envelope. And I opened the envelope, and it said, I had to pay this and this amount before this and this date. Otherwise, it would go to court and I would get a higher amount to pay back. And it was for some bill I didn't pay at the time. And I told my parents about that. I said, well, look, now I have income. I'm going to call that man. I'm going to pay that man. And the bill collector never returned. End of story, you would think. But years later, I noticed my parents still talk about the day that the bill collector showed up at the door. And they talk about it in a way that the bill collector came to their house for their stuff and ready to take away their stuff out their house. That's how they talk about it. And that they have to be ashamed for the whole family and the neighborhood that the bill collector came for me. And I said, what's the worst thing that happened? He just gave me an envelope. I opened it, he left. Gave me the envelope, he left. That's it. I opened it, I paid, never seen again. So when I was asking, could we have an address, a mail address, not a registered address, just a mail address for our mail. Could we have a mail address? Going in the RV life, can we have a mail address at your place? And they were like, Patrick, don't you remember the bill collectors showing up? Do you want the bill collector showing up at our place, taking away our stuff? I was like, what do you mean, bill collectors, plural? Well, said my mother, you had 2 bill collectors showing up. 2 bill collectors. I said, huh? I can only remember 1. And believe me, I said to my mother, bill collector showing up at your doorstep, that's something you don't forget easily. It's always a bit intimidating, and I would know if it had been 2 occasions that one time a bill collector came and then another occasion another bill collector came. No, my mother was sure it was 2 bill collectors. Then my father enters the discussion on the phone. 3 bill collectors, not 2, 3 bill collectors. And he is sure it's 3. My mother is sure it's 2. They can't even agree on both of them on how many it was, 2 or 3. And I say, hey, it was involving me. I know it was 1. So then we have 3 storylines out of 1, the 2, and the 3. And then I say, where's the proof? And then they start denying that my father said, Patrick, you never gave me 6,000 euros. Never. You're crazy. What are you blabbing about to your brother and your mother that you gave me 6,000 euros? That never happened. Never. And I was like, haha. I log in internet banking. I go back in the time. I printed out all the transactions. I made a nice presentation of it. Emailed it back to them. Emailed it to my father, to my brother, and to my mother, and showed them the proof, because ridiculous claims need proof. I think if you say it didn't happen, then I say, well, I can prove it that it did happen. So I emailed it to them, and then you think now they'll say, oh, okay, now we remember you did pay that. But then they change the version. They don't say, oh, I was wrong, you were right. They say, no, you were paying off that debt of that stuff in the past that we can't remember what it was, but we do know you were paying stuff back to us. And I was like, if it was paying stuff back, then wouldn't I have known that? I'm not one to walk away from responsibility, so if we had some sort of payment arrangement, wouldn't it be like $100 a month or something like that, something reasonable instead of 500? So it's constantly very, very foggy and tiresome, because it always goes back to things from the past that they don't know what they are. They can't give any examples. And my brother, he lived at home till his 30th birthday about, so he's really, indoctrinated by their denying things, changing things. So my brother also started saying, well, Patrick, those websites that you made for me, for the first one about 2,000 euros value, the second one about 5,000, 7,000 combined. He said, you owe me more money than that 7,000. I bought stuff and things for you in the past. Just what my parents say. I bought these things for you. And so I say, okay, name me the most expensive thing that you bought for me. Well, I did pay a road tax a few months. Let's see. I paid for some upgrades on your mountain bike. I bought you, I don't know, a teddy bear. I don't know. So it's all very tiny stuff that he tries to remember and recall, but I don't hear big stuff that would justify that he gave over 7,000 euros of value to me in his life. I said, where? What did you say? Did you pay for my college? Did you pay for my car? Did you pay for my driver's license? Well, he did buy me a car at some point, which I paid back to him. So he said, at some point, he said, I bought you a car. I said, I paid it off. And then he was, you never did it. And I said, I can prove it. So I printed out the proof. Again, I went to online banking. I looked up the period that I paid him back, print out the proof, send it to him, and he never replied about it again. He never said, sorry, Patrick, I was wrong. I wrongfully accused you of not paying me back. Here's your proof. I've seen it. So I said to him, show me your bank. You can go back in time too. Show me the time that you wired over 7,000 euros to me. And then my parents were like, well, Patrick, from the day you were born, we have been paying stuff for you, guys. Baby food, baby clothes, and then you owe us. And then it gets really crazy. And then last night we get an email from Jaap, you know who you are, a stranger to us, basically, who follows our series. And Jaap just says, hey guys, how can I help? And I promised Petra to keep it short. Did I fail?
Bit, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Your coffee is getting cold.
Oh no.
Family feuds, yes. Well, it's a lot of drama.
Sometimes you also just have to talk about the serious things. And this is a series about our real life. So we have the funny things and the nice things, along with the not so nice things. And yeah, the family thing is basically is old news, but this is something that was in the back of my mind for a long time, and I finally wanted to get it off my chest and share it with you guys, since you are our YouTube family, basically. And maybe if I don't talk about it, you might think, oh, he seems a bit down, and especially now since my slippery fall, I don't have anything better to do, so out came the rant. But I think it's an important video to make, regardless, and I hope you can appreciate it.
Well, here we are.
Hi, Base. This is how we walk these days.
Like ducks in a row.
Polonaise style. I'm driving Petra. I want Petra to go left, I steer like this. Petra to go right, I steer like that. This is even more amazing. Why didn't we do this the first 10 months?
Really?
Some people already know. We're at the lake. I went to check it out. I wanted to dip my feet in the water, and then I slipped. I hurt my knee. It was all... I've been in the van now for 5 days. This is the first time out. We're going back to the scene of the crime and show you what happened, but not reenact it.
No, that's not, no, that we're not gonna do. Oh, that's so awesome. Hopscotch.
Be careful there. Awesome.
Well, folks, here we are.
First, I went to the snack bar. Check if it was open. But it was not.
No,
And then on the park back,
I saw this.
I saw this. And as you notice, one of the stairs is in the water. And I thought that would feel nice on my toes because I'm wearing Crocs. So I thought, let's watch out, it might be slippery. So I went on the first.
You went in the
No,
first?
don't complain, Sam. It's too scary.
Too scary, yes.
And then the second, and I slipped away, hitting my head on the first step.
Jeez.
And it all for checking a snack bar if it was open or not. What does that tell? Is it supposed to tell me something, or?
I think this one is controlling you. This one here. You're a belly controlled man.
But you asked me to check it.
No.
I know, that was
No.
my idea.
This is your
My
own idea.
brilliant idea. Yes.
Exactly.
So, but
So-
as you can see, buddies, there's no sign,
Nope. Nothing.
warning sign, no railing, no fence, nothing.
You zoom in like this.
Yes, there where these ducks are, that's where I slipped and fell. And they're coming out of the water because I think we have food to offer.
Probably, yes.
And why don't the ducks slip? Look,
Yeah,
they don't slip.
not a problem.
You see? How is it possible? I did slip.
They just jump.
It's where I slipped, ducks. Be careful.
But they have flatter paws.
I'm driving again.
Awesome.
It's a bit stiff. The knee is a bit stiff.
Oh,
So I don't hope I have to use the clutch a lot because it's a manual.
yes. Qualification.
My knee does hurt a little bit. And it was really hard to get into the van.
Yes, indeed.
So, but we're moving.
That's the important part. So, See how it goes.
Forwards.
Forward.